What up, nerds? Welcome back to the Nerdy Narrative. My name is Leslie Smith, and today on the channel I have a fantasy review for you. Now, this book is the first in a trilogy, and it is connected to the world of a previous book that I read and loved, The Legend of Blackjack by A.R. Witham. So the book that I'm going to talk to you about today that I read recently takes place in the same world as The Legend of Blackjack, which is Keymark. We also have a couple of returning characters that we met in The Legend of Blackjack, one of those being Rooker Flynn, which is how we got the title of the first in this trilogy, The Crimes of Rooker Flynn. The book description boasts that it is a fast-paced jungle adventure for the rebel in all of us. It is a tale of courage, friendship, and survival in a deadly magical school on the island of Wangoon. This magical school, the Locke Institute, only has 3 rules. Obey your betters, gather at sunrise, be inside by sundown. Now, those of you who have read The Legend of Blackjack, you know that Rooker Flynn is not going to be told what he can and cannot do. He is a pirate after all. To expound a little further on his occupation as a pirate, you can imagine Rooker does not appreciate being landlocked into this school. His spirit, his soul belongs on the open seas, but the headmistress of the school is determined she's gonna break Rooker's spirit. She will use any means necessary at her disposal, including bounty hunters, large poisonous spiders. Yeah, those were very difficult for me reading this book. I had many dreams, and I'm still not over the feeling of I have a creepy crawly somewhere on me at any given moment, plus a few other tricks she has hidden in her lacy ruffles. In tone, this book is so different from The Legend of Blackjack. The Legend of Blackjack was whimsical. You just had a lot of feel-good emotions. It's a coming-of-age story about Jack Swift. In this book, there is a distinct shift in tone to a much darker type of story. You have entered into adulthood. What happens now when you are just thrown to the proverbial wolves, or in this case, spiders? Rooker Flynn is one of the primary points of view for this book, and through his point of view and things that happened to him, he remembers things about his past. So we flip back and forth between his past as a child, how he came to be the pirate that he is, and how he ended up where he is presently, to move over into talking about the world building for this book. I'm going to contradict this stuff out of myself, but here goes. The majority of this book takes place on the tropical island of Wangoon. Now you're thinking, tropical island. This must be a lush green paradise. The waves are gently rolling on the shore, emerald green, white sand. No. I mean, it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it's also crawling with poisonous yellow spiders that eat everything, and if they can't find something to eat, they will eat each other. I kept hoping, okay, this last scene with the spiders, this will be the last one. Like, the author has definitely made sure I understand the many dangers of being on this island, and I was like, okay, surely we won't have another scene with them, and I was always proven wrong. The world building was very descriptive. It definitely puts the reader there on the island. You're able to visualize the surroundings, but it's just too good. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're someone like me that you're deathly afraid of spiders. Y'all, there was one morning I woke up and I felt an itch in my ear, and I'm like, ugh, there's a spider in my ear. Another night I was reading and I was like, okay, I'm done, I need to go to bed. Went to turn the lamp off, and like right at the last second before the light went off, out of the corner of my eye, I swore I saw like a dark speck on my sheet. So I'm like, have to turn the lamp back on. I'm like, get up, bandit. We gotta search the bed, make sure it's free and clear of spiders. This island, the way that it was described, the things that Rooker and those with him endured on this island was so dark. It made me forget I was reading a fantasy novel, and it felt more like I was reading a horror story. Everything about this book was darker. Even the magic in this book was darker. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed seeing the darker side of how magic can be used to harm and torture and hurt. There was a tiny bit of the whimsical magic that I fell in love with in The Legend of Blackjack present, and I won't reveal where that is because I think that would be much more enjoyable when you read it organically with the story. It was a very nice surprise, very interesting thing to learn about Rooker Flynn, something that I know is going to be expanded upon in this trilogy going forward at some point. I'm very excited about that. It's one of my favorite things about this book that I don't want to reveal. I won't come right out and say it, but I'll give you a hint. If you like Robin Hobb's Live Ship Traders trilogy, I think you would like this book. While I love the whimsical coming of age story that The Legend of Blackjack is, I love the author's switch to the darker survival tone in The Crimes of Rooker Flynn. We got more character development on characters from The Legend of Blackjack. We met a ton of new, fascinating characters that I can't wait to learn more about going forward. The descriptive writing style and world building, learning new aspects about the magic system. But the one thing that was retained in this book, even though it's much darker, which you guys know I love it dark, Andy still writes really beautiful moments. And I'm going to read you an example. Now, I have to preface this by saying this is from the art. There is a possibility this quote has been altered a bit in the final publication, but it's enough to give you an idea of just how well A.R. Witham writes. We claim to choose love, but we lie. Love comes and takes us. It does not wait for us to weigh the consequences, consider our options, or make up our minds. You may love a woman for the way she adjusts her glasses, or a man because he gave you a kind word at the perfect moment. You may love a chair for the shape of its back, a ribbon for its color, a cat for the way it curls against your leg. When love calls, we obey. It does not ask our consent. Isn't that beautiful? I love the way that section made me feel. The writing style is its own type of magic for this story. Passages like that just reach out and connect me emotionally to this book. It makes sure that this is a story I'm not going to forget because of how it made me feel. I cannot wait to get my hands on the sequel, which is called The Trial of Rooker Flynn. I believe it's going to be out later this year. So plenty of time for you to catch up by reading The Legend of Blackjack and The Crimes of Rooker Flynn. Hopefully both of the ebooks for these are still on sale for 99 cents. So snatch them up while you can. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed hearing about my experience with The Crimes of Rooker Flynn. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one.